Okay, so whenever we run into this, there's an entire row of flowers. These are knockout roses. There's no border around this at all. We do not trim around this. That's just a conversation that we have with the homeowners. It's just, we're going to eventually hit it with a weed eater if we get too close to it, and then you have a problem on your hands. So we just kind of have that conversation to get everybody on the same page. You know, if they want to do a border, a flower bed border like this, we will gladly weed eat around this. But all these in here, we're just not going to mess with it. What do you guys do in that situation? This yard used to be wide open with just the willow tree, and then the renters came in here and planted quite a bit of stuff. And typically I would do a price increase in a scenario like this, but again, we're not weed eating around this. And what they actually do is they take a push mower and then they manage all of this stuff in here. So they normally take care of that the day before we get here to service the lawn. So no harm, no foul. They're managing this. And again, we don't have to worry about it. But again, if they were not managing this, we are not weed eating any of this in here. Y'all, it's currently 32 degrees, March 19th. I almost just fell into a pool while trying to weed eat around it. I was doing the backwards weed eating thing, the edge, and I stepped backwards and I stumbled and I almost fell. It was like, the pool is like green with algae. I would have been hypothermia. That would have been 2 hours of lost productivity for the day. And honestly, I would have been so mad. I probably just would have went home and built a fire in my fireplace and just sat there and just felt sorry for myself the rest of the day. My gosh. Has anybody ever done that? Just tell us the truth. Have you really ever fallen in a pool? I've almost done it twice. That really just scared me. So this is a beautiful pool here. But unfortunately, pool companies, they gotta stop doing this, man. They put the overflow, and there's no plan to talk to the homeowner about what to do with this water. So the homeowner has chlorinated salt water pouring into the grass. So, I mean, it's eroding everything, it's killing it. And you know, folks spend $60, $70, $80, $90,000 on these pools. I don't think they would mind spending a couple extra grand to get this water out to the road, or at least have a plan for what to do with it so the lawn doesn't turn into this. And honestly, the pool companies, they don't even have this conversation with people. They just stick that little pipe there, and homeowners, they don't know, you know? So then we're left to come in here and come up with a project for them, but just be much simpler if the pool companies just address this right out of the gate. We get asked a lot about putting down professional tarp and weed barrier before we do mulch jobs and pine straw jobs. Now this homeowner had a professional weed fabric put down before they had mulch installed, and you can see that it's done absolutely nothing to keep this torpedo grass from coming through. Torpedo grass is a rampant problem in our area. This grass is actually tunneling from in the yard under the sidewalk to the flower beds, and it's just creating a constant problem. So why do we not recommend installing a weed fabric whenever you are installing mulch and pine straw? Well, number one, this is a case in point that it really doesn't do a whole lot. Even if you have the quote easy weeds that it suppresses for a while, eventually what happens is your mulch will break down and turn into soil, or your pine straw will break down and turn into soil, and now you have dirt on top of your fabric, and you'll have weed seeds come in here, and eventually you'll end up with weeds anyways. The tarp provides a very, very temporary solution, and then when you go to try to pull this stuff out, now it's all entangled in the tarp, and there's really no way to get it out without doing a full excavation of this. So the best way to control torpedo grass and weeds in your flower bed is really through constant maintenance, chemical applications, and just staying on top of it. Otherwise, you'll be calling me to deal with this problem. And honestly, it's not cheap to come in here and dig the soil out of beds. A much better option is just to stay on top of the maintenance. Now, believe it or not, this flower bed, we actually did the install here a couple years back. Now, we did put down tarp in this application because there's rocks. You do not want rocks settling into the mud. Now, this flower bed had as much torpedo grass as that other one. And if you come in here, let's see if you can see it. It's kind of all dead in here. But the difference is in this flower bed, we are consistent with maintaining this, spraying it down, keeping it under control. And again, this flower bed was completely covered in weeds and torpedo grass, just like that other one. But the difference is pretty drastic just from having constant maintenance with it. So you can see within the tarp here, and what this tarp is doing, all this is doing is keeping these rocks from settling down into the soil. You don't want that. You want those rocks to stay on top. But again, that torpedo grass will push right up through that. So my point being is that a tarp is not a system for, well, I'd never have weeds again. No, I'm sorry, we live in Northwest Florida and you have constant weed pressure and you have to just stay on top of it. One of the dark sides of owning a lawn care business is dealing with clients who die. A certain demographic or segment of our clients, they are elderly. They hire out lawn service because they're unable to do it themselves, and with that comes the passing away of clients. And unfortunately, one of my very, very favorite clients, he passed away over the winter time, and I just found out about it just now. His 88-year-old widow came out of the house and informed me. So that kind of transitions into, there are opportunities for us as business owners to go above and beyond when necessary and when applicable. I had a bunch of people the other day say, man, why would you do this for free for this flower bed job of this client that you've had for so? Because look, I want to help people who help themselves, and I want to help people who truly cannot help themselves. This lady in that other video, guys, she was a doctor. She was a gynecologist, OB-GYN. She has plenty of money. She just does not care about her yard. So no, I'm not doing a flower bed renovation for free. Like, you have the wrong perception. You don't understand. But contrast that with an 88-year-old widow who is physically unable to do anything in her yard. You can bet that we are going to go above and beyond flower bed, hedges, no matter what it is she needs done. We're going to make sure that she never has to ask for any of it. It's going to be taken care of, and that's that. And the reason I share that with you is because you are going to be in a position to do something similar one day. And while we cannot give away our services to everybody, there are unique circumstances that will present itself. And when those opportunities present themselves, you have a real opportunity to be a blessing to somebody. So I'm just saying it, putting a bug in your ear. There will come opportunities in your business whenever you need to do services for deeply, deeply discounted rates, or maybe completely free, and just take care of some things that just need to be taken care of.